Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man at your service. How are you all? I'm wearing the Mackenzie today. And I'm drinking a whiskey. Just to be different, just to be radical and shake things up a bit. Yes. Now, the most attentive amongst you will have realised that we're back in the old setting. Yes. The office. I've had a right old day of working today. You know, I thought this lockdown was meant to be fun. Sitting in the sun. No, I've not even been in it today. Not even been in the sun at all. It's been binging down out there. Birds are tweeting. Bees are buzzing round. Everyone's going, whew, it's scorching out there. But no, I've been there. Oh, I've been sitting there, angled that away with the laptop. Saving the nation, doing what everyone with their civic duty should be doing. Yes, today is the first day in the UK that we now have track and trace. You know, the new government, battle, the new tactic in the fight against coronavirus. The nasty COVID. Yeah, track and trace. Now this, is available in other countries. They've been doing it for a while now. And it is available from other health authorities. But the NHS has now, today, finally adopted it. And with the auspices of Serco, who are going to be manning the phones. Now the idea of this is that should someone develop symptoms of COVID-19, they then get a test, they order in a test, they get the results, yes, you've got COVID. Well, the NHS then goes, well, who have you been speaking to? Just before you went into, self-isolation, who were you speaking to? Names now, papers, details. And then they're going to go through that little list and they're going to phone up whoever they were in contact with and tell them, you must now self-isolate for 14 days. You are. I mean, seriously, I know this has been adopted in other countries and does appear to work, and they adopted it a lot earlier. But seriously, after all we've been through? So, I'm going to get a phone call from the NHS. First of all, I'm going to go, don't know that number, so I'm not fucking answering it. Delete. Hello. Oh, hello, is that Mr. Kilt-Man? Yes, it is. Who's speaking? Well, my name's Spencer, and I'm calling from the NHS. I'm part of the task force for track and trace. You what? Track and trace. Hey? Yeah, track and trace. It's to keep you safe. Come again. You were talking to Simon Smitherington 2 weeks ago. Who? Simon Smitherington. Never heard of him. I don't know him. I wouldn't speak to him if I did. Well, he remembers talking to you, and he said that he's gone down with COVID-19 now, and we must inform you that you could be infected too. You must immediately, wherever you are, make haste, go back into your house, lock all the doors, and never come out until 14 days are up, so long as you've shown no symptoms. Come again. Who are you again? I don't know the man. Well, he says that he was speaking to you. You've been exposed. Hey, now, come on now, just because I wear a kilt does not mean I expose myself. What are you trying to say? And thus it would go on, I would deny all knowledge. Don't fucking know him. Get off this line now. Stop pestering me. How are they going to enforce it? So you get told this, right, yeah, you've got to go and lock yourself in now. Okay. Terminate call. Carry on walking the dog. Carry on shopping. Carry on strutting about being myself. Who's going to stop me doing that? You know what I mean? It's your civic duty to do so, to keep the nation safe, to stop any further outbreaks, to stop another spike. So you want me to follow your example of following the rules and guidelines, Boris, when your chief advisor, apparently the most powerful man next to Boris, Do you actually think Boris has got any power? He can't even control his fucking hair, you know. And we must bring down the curve of the sombrero, you know, to keep the British people safe. You know, this guy, Dominic Cummings, yes, for 'tis he we speak of, the myth, the man who makes up the rules and then just breaks them asunder because he can, because he's the PM's aide, you know. I'm the advisor, don't fuck with me. You know, this is a guy that even though his wife had symptoms of COVID and he then suspected he was going to get it and they've got a son, they would drive 250 miles out to Durham, out of London, out to Durham, you know, to self-isolate on his family's luxurious land, where there's a cottage and a farm and all this. And then, because it's my wife's birthday, we'll go out to Barnard Castle. Not the barnyard, the Barnard Castle itself. A landmark and a tourist attraction. But no, you were seen there, and your excuse is that you were just making sure that you could see to return for the return trip to London, to Whitehall, to Westminster. So you drove half an hour, however many miles that is, from the luxurious cottage you were staying in. You drove all the way out there just to make sure that your eyes were working. COVID doesn't attack your eyes, does it? So what's wrong with your eyes? Have you got a problem with your eyes anyway? Well, they appear to be blinkered, don't they? So, have you seen Dominic Cummings, by the way? You know, whenever you start skitting and taking a piss out of politicians and, you know, diplomats and bureaucrats, you call them pencil necks and pinheads. Have you seen him? He actually has got a pencil neck and a pinhead. Fucking, he's abusing the status of being one of these political pricks, you know. And have you seen him at meetings and, you know, these big events? This is before all lockdown scenarios and stuff. All that pizzazz and chutzpah. I love that word, chutzpah. I don't even know what it means, but I like it, chutzpah. And you'd see like Boris and be going spitting all over the place, and his hands are doing that, his hair's going fucking like that, like a fucking tribble from Star Trek bouncing around on his noggin. And in the background, you'd see this fucking dork, Dominic, the dork, with his hands like that on his hips. Never trust anyone who stands like that. Yeah, fucking pansy, you know, like that, in a sweaty t-shirt and scabby jeans, when everyone else has got like the suits on, their ties. Look, Boris is trying to put a tie on, you know, it's around his head, you know, and like this knobhead stood like that, you know, in the background, little chart. Yeah. I'm important. You're a shy talk, mate, is what you are. Double standards. One rule for you, another for the rest of us. But yeah, track and trace. Now, I understand the principle behind it. I do get the principle behind it. I do. I'm not knocking that. But what I'm knocking is the fact that, you know, because the idea is, you know, if you self-isolate, if you've been in contact with someone who's got, I'm doing the Boris, fucking arms are going everywhere. You've been in contact with someone who's got the symptoms, then whether you've got the symptoms or not, you go into 14-day self-isolation to stem the tide of another, you know, epidemic, a localized epidemic, which can lead into a pandemic or such like. And but the problem with that is, what if you're self-employed? You know, who's going to bail you out? Who's going to pay you? Oh, we've just had 10 weeks. Is it 11 weeks now? I can't even remember. And you're asking me now because on the basis that someone's just told my name, someone's given my name and said that I've been in contact with you. How do you even know it's true? Someone could set somebody else up, couldn't they? And if you want this business, if you're a rival plumber, then you could shop someone and say, well, you know, mind you, I've got over it, because that's the thing. The initial person, once you've got symptoms, it's 7 days. But anyone who's been in contact with you that you name, it's 14 days. Do the math, as the Yanks would say. Do the math. They can't do the English because the S falls off the maths bit. But and the trick of this is as well that you can be told to isolate for 14 days once, twice. There's no limit. So you could just come out of your own self-imposed, well, you know, civil duty of self-isolation, and then be named again, and you've got to go into it again. What? And Matt hands his cock. I'll bet. Just because you're a fucking politician doesn't mean you don't pleasure yourself. Matt Hancock has said today that, when actually asked that question, he said, well, yeah, it can, but it's in the long term, it's limiting, the scope, the spread of the virus. Yeah, it is, but it's completely fucking over an individual, and obviously their family as well, because who is going to be in contact with them but the people living in the house as well? Flawed, I tell you, flawed. If you don't like what I'm saying, don't care. But how are they going to police this? They are relying at the moment on people doing the good thing, doing the right thing, following the guidelines and our advice. But, it may well come to pass that we will enforce it and make it mandatory with fines and imprisonment. Well, that's a perfect way of fucking self-isolation, that, isn't it? Put them in self-isolation, Another part of this, which I find fascinating that no one's touched on, but maybe it's just me, but it's the whole COVID-19 thing, just building up to Halloween. Think about it. Got to wear masks, because outside there is a monstrous bogeyman which can pick on anybody. You don't even know who's infected. There's an evil out there, abroad, So you've got to stay indoors, lock your doors, bolt your windows and all this sort of stuff, because the viral bogeyman is out there. Put your masks on, and now you've got track and trace. So come Halloween night, bang, 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 track and trace. It'd be inside going, I'm not here, and then, nor am I, and nor's my wife. We're not in. Track and trace. Oh. What the fuck is going on? This whole thing does seem to be gearing up to another phase. Now it is, everyone's saying this is all positive now. Well, it's a little bit more positive. That we're coming out of that, the big, steep, the pinnacle of death and destruction. And now we're sliding down the other side. We're going to ease out of lockdown. Okay, but how is that really going to happen? Already, and I have discussed this before, that cinemas, restaurants, theatres are really going to struggle. I was talking, to someone who didn't show any symptoms the other day. From a distance, and we were distance, because the dog was fucking going for him, so I had to pull the dog back. So there was distance there. And they run a pub, and they were saying that they've been told, and they run a proper old style, a good old English traditional pub. They've got to set up booths. They've got to have a beer garden. They haven't got a beer garden. They can't even. There's no room to have a beer garden. There's like a little yard out the back, but it's fucking useless. You might get 2 people in that, and good luck with the social distancing. It's very intimate out there. But how are they going to do it? And now you're going to sit at your little table, and we're going to get an app, and you've got to have an app, so you order your drinks via the app. She said, look, I've got Sheila behind the bar here. Sheila, well, she can't even fucking work the normal old-fashioned till. She can't even see through her own glasses. How's she going to work an app? How does she know someone's paid before she takes drinks over to them? Now that's the tip of the iceberg. There's only one boozer chain that I know of that already does all of this, that has segregation, has tables, has the size to accommodate all this with social distancing, and you buy your drinks on a fucking app as well. Wetherspoons, yeah, I know, in the past I've bigged them up. 3 bottles of Sol for a £5. I can't count now. What is it? 3. 3 bottles of Sol for a £5. A great deal. A fantastic deal. And real ale, should you be into that sludge, is only £2.25 or something for a pint. Bloody good price, really. But it's a shit boozer. It is. It's a shit fucking boozer. Zero atmosphere. Nothing to the place. No music. No fucking fun whatsoever. Just a huge, it's just a glorified, restaurant. That's all it is. And if that's what you want, fine. I do like the breakfast there. I do. So, call me a Dominic Cummins because I'm a hypocrite, I don't do as I preach, I do as I want. So they will benefit from that because nothing's going to change for them. They can still seat a lot of people in there and get a lot of take-ins with no breaking of the guidelines. But what was a stalwart of British life and society is the pub. That traditional pub is going to get, or has been, kicked right in the bollocks, and it ain't going to get up from it. It just isn't going to get up from it. Oh, I hope that it will do. I hope COVID-19 just blows into a little dry ball of dust and goes gone. But it isn't going to do that. Even though, 89, 95% of whatever it is, but it's a high percentage of people either don't get any symptoms or a mild, viral infection, and they recover anyway. Some people, of course, die. I am not knocking that. But this whole global response and the fact that even though, we're meant to be celebrating the fact we're coming down the other side of it, but, life has changed now and it will never be back to what it was. We must now face the new normal. It's a last stand, folks. It's a last stand, I'm willing to bet that if they suddenly stopped all of this and the media shut the fuck up, you just go back to work, you go back to the pub, back to the cinema, back to whatever, and the vast majority of us would just be able to carry on life like it was before. I do believe that. But the media is so, that clap for carers, not care for clappers. I've been involved in all that. Every week I've been out there doing it. I think I missed once, and I even did a video on it as well. But now even the woman that instigated that, saying that we should, celebrate, carers and the NHS. So every Thursday night, 8 o'clock, we all go out, and you get people rattling pans and all sorts, and people blowing kazoos and shit like that, putting costumes on. For a lot of people, that is, because of lockdown, that's been hello, Roxy the Wonder Dog has just arrived. That has been the social high point of their week, their calendar, throughout all of this madness. And they've been able to see their neighbours and talk to someone across the street, probably people they've never met before, up until this. And now even the very person that created this has said, look, it's 10 weeks now, we've had 10 weeks of it, tonight will be the last one. I think we should stop doing it because otherwise it'll lose its importance, it will lose its value. Let's leave it as it was. It can evolve into something else, but I want that to stop now. I think it's had its time. I totally agree. That's the person who created it. But you know as well as I do that because of these other mitigating circumstances, people will still want to go out and do that. So it's one of them. By hook or by crook, we as a society, a media-governed society, which is what we are, make no mistake about that. Do not be under any illusion that everything you see, do, hear, eat, everything is controlled by the media. And I'm not doing this conspiracy theory bollocks. I'm not. I'm just stating the fact. It is. It's run by the media. Everything we know, everything we learn, everything that happens to us. If the media hadn't rammed COVID-19 down our throats, most of us wouldn't even fucking know it existed. We wouldn't. Because I don't know anyone that's got any symptoms. I don't know anyone that's had it. I don't know a single person, not one person. And I know fucking millions of people. I don't know anyone that's got it, or had it, or died from it. I don't know anyone. Of course, now let's bring the balance back here. Many people have died. Of course they have. I'm not denying that. Not denying it at all. But if I'm just one person that doesn't know any, and in fact I'm not, because I've asked this question of many people that I do know. Do you know anyone? And not just around Merseyside, and of course Merseyside in the northwest, where I am right now, is meant to be the hotbed. It's the worst area in the UK for it, the highest death rate, and we've got the least PPEs, masks and protective equipment and that. We're getting, typically the government is shafting the northwest, as it always has done. Well, what a shocker there. It's always done it. No surprise. But I've spoken to people, in Scotland. I've spoken to people in Ireland. I've spoken to people fucking everywhere. And not one person has come back to me and said like, no, you're going to now. I know you are. I know someone's going to say, Kilt-Man, thanks for that, because so-and-so and so-and-so, my family passed away. Yes, and I'm very, very, very sorry to hear that. I am. But, same token, this pandemic, these thousands who are dying, it's not having a relative impact, literally a relative impact upon me, apart from the lockdown and the constrictions on societal, outgoings and normal life. The rest of it, I haven't seen. I just haven't seen, and I don't know anyone that has. So my attitude stems from that. Undoubtedly, it would be different if someone close to me or someone close to a friend of mine had passed away, or at least had suffered with it. I don't know. My words can be inflammatory sometimes, but sometimes, that's what's needed. I'm sick of the political dogma, of the bullshit, of the question evasion that they do. And we shouldn't be tolerating that. We shouldn't be tolerating this, not just for COVID-19, but for anything. These twats are changing the way that you live, the way that your lifestyle has been, your livelihood, your employment, your work, your healthcare. Everything is changing because of them. A virus, but look at the massive reaction. There's I can't even say it. Literally changed everything around us. Just think. Then again, it is lovely to hear the birds again, isn't it? And sniff that lovely fresh air of non-pollution. So there are benefits to it. And as I said in a previous video, actually quite a while ago, maybe the whole thing was to shut that, Greta Thunberg, what's her name? That little ecological warrior with the face that cannot smile no matter what. She's gone very quiet, hasn't she? Hasn't she gone quiet though? But then again, maybe this has all been done. Like, I've got to shut her the fuck up. Christ, she's making trouble here. You're making waves. Right, global pandemic. Get everybody inside. No planes, no vehicles, nothing. Pollution will just die down to nothing. Nature will come back. The ecology will thrive, and she'll be happy. For God's sake, please let her be happy. I don't know, folks. I've had a long day, and a long, infuriating day. And then, of course, I come into, have you heard what's on the coronavirus update? Track and trace. Like two little fucking scally girls knocking around on the door. My name's Track, my name's Trace. Can we come in and play? We're not going away. Folks, this has been, whatever it's been, a rambling dissertation on the way things are, and the way things are going to remain. There's a subtle irony that I'm playing Craig Safan's score to Son of the Morning Star, which is the story of Custer's Last Stand. A great big last stand. What? Phone call for me? Oh, hello? NHS? Oh, I've just been talking about you. What? Who? Did he know? Said I was, playing hopscotch with him? Yeah, right. In his dreams. He's what? Oh, not too well, eh? Yeah, he was coughing a little bit, yeah? What? Lock myself in? And shut the fuck up? Folks, as always, take it easy. Be happy, be healthy. Stay safe, y'all. And a little bit of this stuff does kill the bugs, It does. I just poured some on a centipede before. He died happy though. Folks, in the meantime and in between time, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. I have a mask has arrived today, so I'm going to show you that in a bit. And it's good, it's good. Oh, he likes it, oh he does. So, I'm going to see you all, God willing. Mrs. Kilt-Man, can you just drive us out to Durham and that castle up there? I can't see if my eyes are still working. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it's just hair in my eyes. Isn't that right, Dominic? Oh, you're bald, aren't you? Yeah.